Anyway, we were tasked by Feng to go into the mansion of Lord Antidus Daratan, I believe is his name. The problem is that the gate guard will not just let us in. Terron is by far the most polished and best, and by light years, miles, or however you want to measure it, by factons, it's the best and most well-developed area of the entire game. There are so many ways and avenues of approach to any problem in Terron. There is just so many ways you can do everything. There is like 10 ways to get into the fucking Daratan compound. Later in the game you only have 2 ways to solve everything. Terron is amazing now. So rather than talk our way in, which you can do if you have a noble dress, you can steal it from the lady, or buy it at the bazaar. You need impersonate and some lore. You can try to impersonate a guard. You can do it with persuasion. You can do it with a multitude of things. I want blood though. You are standing in front of the Daratan compound. A tall palisade of pointed stakes forms the perimeter of the compound, augmented by a regular armed patrol. There are 2 entrances that you can see, one leading to the main building, the other to the guardhouse. Unfortunately, both lie in the shadow of the guard towers, manned by crossbowmen. If you go through the guard... The thing here is that you have to put on the clothes, the appropriate attire. So if I try to impersonate a noble, I need a noble clothing. If I try to impersonate a guard at the guardhouse entrance, I need to have some... I need to have Lorica segmentata, or however it's called, the segmented bronze armor that they are wearing. We are going to do a different approach. You don't even have to go in there like that. You can just either talk your way in, persuading people to just let you in, rather than impersonate anyone, or you can just do the things that they require for you to be proven and worthy enough to meet the lord of this place. You look around, seeking alternative routes. The palisade completely secures the right flank of the compound. Climbing over the stakes would be a nearly impossible feat. Not really, you don't need that much. The left side is protected by an old stone wall with a small metal gate, a relic of another age. The rough stones and crumbling mortar would make for an easy climb, but the guard would have to be dealt with first. Of course, with the right armor, almost anyone can pass for a guard. Lorica segmentata seems to be the armor of choice here. They even give you nice hints. I actually like that. I actually never read that. Actually, it would have been so much easier to just... then again, I assumed, and the game surprised me by making my assumptions correct. Later on it falls off quite a lot. Unfortunately, by the third city is shit. I'm sorry, it is. But the first one really starts with an extremely high note. So what we'll do is we'll approach the guard by the stone wall. We will kill the guard by the stone wall. Your attack catches the guard by surprise and he dies before he has a chance to pull out his sword. You quickly drag the corpse next to the wall, out of sight of the tower guard. You go through the guard's pockets. There is no turning back now. Once you kill anyone, no turning back. Once you get into the compound, no turning back. You inspect the helmet and the sword and then pack everything neatly into your backpack. Loot. An old bag with faded lettering you bought from a man who claimed to be an arcanist a long time ago. We unlock the gate with his key. You are inside the palisade, standing near the side of the main building. To your left, the building's wing and the town wall from a corner. Save for a few dead shrubs, it's empty. To your right is the main courtyard. You can see several guards, but their attention is focused on the gate at the moment. We'll make our way to the back of the palace and sneak to the right side of the compound. It looks like there are 2 ways to get inside the main building. Over the roof or through the guard house, which is glitchy. In the back you can see that the shadows are freaking out. Which is connected to the main building. It only started this patch. The previous patch, it wasn't the case. You can probably make it around the left corner and sneak into the guardhouse. Alternatively, you can climb to the second story of the guardhouse and look for another way in. If running into people doesn't fit your plans, you can sneak behind the building and find a good spot to get to the roof. Also, there is an old tower set in the town wall with a parapet connecting to the second story. We'll investigate the stone tower and kill another guard who's inside. You pick up a topaz and slowly go up the ladder. We'll climb up the ladder. In this small room on the outer wall, 2 guards are monitoring the approach to town through a pair of arrow loops. A centurion studies something in a small office between the apertures. A makeshift bridge will take you to the guardhouse. You can try critical strike and sneaking through them. It is not the best way to approach it. No spoilers. I will actually not give you spoilers here. Or I will try not to do it anywhere else. Then again, no, I kind of spoiled a lot of things already, didn't I? There'll be a fight if you do critical strike sneak. And you will lose out on a lot of loot. So we will go quietly to the guardhouse. It's a small storage area. Much of the roof has caved in here. A makeshift bridge leads to one of the wall towers. Several men are working slowly, removing wine amphorae from a crate. They don't seem to be paying any attention to you. Multitude ways of approaching them. You can use them as well. You can use the guards above and the centurion over there. Here you can get into a fight or you can impersonate. Lots of different ways. You can bribe. We'll go downstairs and we'll explore the back of the guardhouse downstairs. This is a small barrack. There are several sleeping men among the rows of beds and chests. I'll use this opportunity to redistribute some wealth to the needy. Myself. You spot your prize instantly. Judging by the craftsmanship, the chest probably cost its owner at least 20 imperials. A rich strongbox means a rich reward, provided you can get past the lock. I will. It's a basic 3-tumbler lock. You spend more time oiling the lock and the hinges to avoid making any noise than pushing the tumblers out of the way. Inside you find a roll of coins carefully wrapped in some cloth and a centurion armor and helmet. The armor has seen better days, but it's been well maintained and cleaned. I'll take it and go back. I could put it on and impersonate a centurion, but I will not. We will now sneak outside back the way we came from, and we will go back to the other side of the compound. Climbing the roof. Save for a few dead shrubs, it's empty, as described before. With the climbing hook, it's pretty easy. You begin to climb. The old wall provides many easy handholds, but loose stones and crumbling plaster make climbing very challenging. After what seems like hours, you reach the roof and, hanging on the tips of your fingers, speak carefully to evaluate your situation. The palace was built in better times, when sunlight was more important than security. 5 windows placed around a decorative tower provide light, fresh air and potential access for the uninvited. Heavy locks and a guard walking a slow circuit around the tower aim to discourage unannounced visitors. If you're fast, you'll be able to pick the lock on the nearest hatch and jump down, praying that you won't land on top of a guard. If you want to pick a better spot, you'll have to take the guard out first, which I will do. As the guard passes, you should silently climb up and move across the roof like a shadow. When you get within a striking distance, you lunge, clapping your hands over the guard's mouth as you ram your dagger between his ribs before gently lowering his body to the ground. I'll take the key and I will open the lock window above the bedroom. This is the only way you can access the bedroom. If you lockpick, you will go into the display room or the dining room. Don't remember which. You drop down, landing quietly on the thick carpet. The bedroom provides temporary safety, as you don't expect the guards to barge in here without a good reason. The only objects of interest are several chests. They are unlocked and contain nothing but bed sheets, toiletries and clothes. There is a ruby necklace on a dresser. You cut the string and pocket the gems, leaving the rest behind. There is a tractate on a side table, which will give me etiquette. Bound I am not to teach you to have a good grace, nor anything else. Saving only this to show you what a perfect courtier. Time to leave. You peek outside and see a guard patrolling the hallway. The bedroom is almost at the end of the hallway, so once the guard passes it, you'd have to move fast, as you'd only have no more than 10 heartbeats until he turns around. Of course, if the guard is dead, you won't have to worry about it. Notice how they keep luring you into doing that. There will be trouble if you keep killing people. Like so. The guard is fast and well trained, but he is no match for you. By the time he raises his shield, your dagger is buried in his neck, and his eyes slowly roll up, losing any interest in you. The way is clear. If you don't have enough sneak, he will turn around and stab you a bit. I think you'll lose 15 or 25 HP. The alternate approach, end guard, is tougher. You need 5 critical strike. We'll go to the dining chamber, take a knife from the table, we'll go to the display room, and making sure that the hallway is clear, you cross it and enter the display room. We'll examine the displays, since we have no points in traps, and traps is a completely fucking worthless skill in this game, developers. It's useless beyond anything ever. Yeah, you can do some tiny bits here and there. Traps and fucking steel. Just don't bother putting points into it. Other than the initial 4 for thief. There are some alternate ways. There are some tiny alternatives you can do here and there with traps. They don't matter at all. You are better off investing your points elsewhere because traps is used very infrequently. We'll examine the displays now, triggering a trap. You whirl around and see thick metal bars going down across both exits. With a dexterity of 9, I can roll outside the place fast enough. I do not want to do that. I will stay in the room. You are trapped, and unless you find a way to raise the bars before the guard comes back, you're as good as dead. Well, I killed the guard, but sure game. What I will do is, using my 8 perception and high crafting, extremely important and required, I'll find the mechanism controlling the bars. You methodically examine every object in the room, starting with the pressure plate that triggered the trap. When you reach the cabinet, a tap on one of the panels returns a hollow sound. The panel slides easily to the side, exposing a maze of well-oiled gears, pipes, chains and levers. It would take some expertise to figure out what to do with it. I have 8 intelligence and 4 crafting. You take your time, trying not to think of the guard. You trace down all the pipes and gears until you have a good idea of how everything works. Using the levers, you get the gears into the right position, pull another lever, and the bars blocking the exits start slowly moving up. Your understanding of the mechanism suggests another configuration. You expertly move the gears again and pull the lever. You hear a mechanical sound from one of the display stands. You turn around and see the lid of the bronze chest rising up on a metal pole that apparently goes through the stand and the chest. Inside the velvet-clad chest you find nothing but an old scroll which I cannot decipher, but I will take it regardless. And then we go to the throne room. You stand in the hall of Antidus, signs of wealth and power all around you. Wherever you look, you see exotic tapestries and paintings, rare vases, gleaming statues, ornate pillars run the length of the hall, all the way to the throne itself, where Lord Antidus is sitting in front of his audience, a group of petitioners seeking his aid and favor. Soldiers of the house stand guard, ready to shield Antidus and turn the hall into a slaughterhouse at the first sign of trouble. You move through the crowd, trying to blend in and attract as little attention as possible, but your efforts are futile. When you are about to approach Antidus, Delar blocks your way, and almost immediately a score of heavily armored guards surround you. When you made it this far, you made it this far. Take her away. Before the guards can react, you hear, "Let us speak," the voice of a man accustomed to command. The armored wall parts and you are pushed forward until you are standing in front of Lord Antidus. 6 skill points. You killed my men and have the nerve to approach me. Delar thinks I shouldn't kill you, not just yet at least. So, go ahead, tell me why I shouldn't overlook the insult and spare your worthless life. Doesn't matter what you choose here, he's mega pissed that you killed his guards. If you manage to get in here without killing any of the guards and get to him, you can request to join House Daratan or show him the map and you will have the results. If you kill people, he'll be mad. There are a few ways to resolve it. It looks familiar but doesn't answer my question. Why should I overlook the insult and spare your worthless life? We killed 4 people before infiltrating the compound. We killed 4 others inside the compound. Killing folks has always been easy for me. It's not a talent that many people admire, but every now and then comes a time when you want someone dead. A woman of my skills might come in handy. You can also do it with 3 etiquette or like 4 persuasion or 8 body count. Good at killing, you say? I think that a demonstration of your abilities is in order. Della will tell you what needs to be done. I'll do my best, my lord, keeping all the loot and the bodies and the 6 skill points. Eager to help, are you? House Aurelian is digging into some old ruins not far from Terran. Apparently it was an old mining facility and some machines are still intact. They've even sent for Sorab, which is a sight for sore eyes. He's an expert on old machine. If it has gears, he can fix it. We can't have that. The last thing we need is the Aurelians setting up shop in our backyard. Don't click impersonate. What do you want me to do? Whatever it takes. What else can you tell me? Not much. Ruins everywhere, but we don't have enough money and people to look under every stone. Where do they get supplies? Good question. They are too far from Madoran to be supplied regularly, and they aren't used to living off the land. Ask around, see what you can find. If I immediately try to impersonate, which I only have 2 points in, but it still allows me to select that line, I couldn't ask for where they are getting supplies. I think it's a slight flaw in the programming, because you need to impersonate to pretend to tell Delar that you can pretend to be Sorab, but you need 4 impersonate to actually pretend to be Sorab at the fucking outhouse, at the outpost. Is there anything else I can help you with? Well, if you don't like the first problem, you are definitely not going to like the second one. A gang of raiders captured one of our nobles. Someone should go there and find out what the raiders want. Didn't they tell you what they want? What they really want? It's a funny story, actually. A few days ago, a raider walked in and started making demands, claiming that his gang had captured a lord. We didn't take the bastard seriously and used him for target practice. Then it turned out that some distant relative of Lord Antidus is really missing, but it was too late. Now my men aren't very eager to go there and pay the blood debt. So you're sending me. It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make, yes. Goodbye. If you have 7 charisma, you can go back to him and he will teach you. 5 swords, points and rating in swords, not skill levels. 5 dodge and 5 critical strike. We don't have 7 charisma. So it's already 30 skill points we missed out on. There will be another 10 in the Thieves Guild before we leave the town. This is completely worthless to us. I'm not going to approach it. In fact, viewer, if you want to do the killing approach, but you lack the bodies from the mercenary start, there is a number of people you can slay. There is, of course, this guy that we will go towards in a moment. There are the squatters over here, but you need high intelligence and crafting. I might actually do that. There is... actually, do I have enough? I'm wandering. But before I start wandering myself to death, the armor and all the loot we've gathered is actually really useful. This is the steel pergio we stolen from the table in the dining house. It's worthless for the most part, other than the 10-point critical strike bonus and the 0.6 steel that we will get out of it. The armor fetches a good price, but it also fetches a lot of iron. A lot of iron, which I can use to make myself an iron armor. Is it better? Yes, it is better. It's better by 1 damage reduction, it's better by 10 armor hardness. That's it. But it's still enough. It also has better coloring, in my opinion. So, now that this is done, I wish to speak with you, friend. And I wish... No, not repair armor. I can do that myself. I wish to speak with you, friend, and I wish to have your helmet schematics, which is expensive. Do I have enough for a helmet, actually? 4 points... No, I don't. Oh well. Soon enough. Have this and have this. Have the rubies. Have the goblets. Have the topaz. I'm at 400 gold. Easy. A bunch of things we can do. Let's start with these. You see a small group of thugs harassing the passerby while drinking wine. It might be wiser to turn around. Almalexia knows better. Seeing that you are alone, the thugs come to the conclusion that you had made an easy victim. Encouraging each other with shouts, they block the road and wait for your approach. Which I will do that. What do you think you're doing? Where do you think you're going, rather, dumb fuck? Slit his throat. I can get half of their money as a thief because I'm working with Kado. Just slit his fucking throat. What? Oh god! I don't have a small dagger, I sold the last one. I was going to retrieve one. That never happened, viewer. That's why I quick saved just before that. I was going to retrieve this dagger. By playing a game of where the fuck is the ball under those 3 little cups and having 8 perception, I will get a fancy dagger with 15 critical strike bonus rather than 10. Bringing our critical strike to a 59 when in dialogues. And now we slit his throat. No, keep walking. Your dagger flashes up, slicing the thug's throat in one fluid motion, splattering the rest of his gang with blood. As he collapses, you prepare yourself to deal with the others. It's a very unfortunate positioning we start in. And a sight for sore eyes. They all have rather decent dodge. 36. Okay, it's not high enough percentage yet for 2 of them. 58%. It's not bad, it just could be better. He hits me again, reducing the damage reduction on my armor. If I strike him, I will still be able to go back twice. The reason why I'm striking them in the legs is because it reduces their dodge, has a chance to reduce their dexterity as well, making the swift jabs that I do 58% of the time to strike much easier. I only need a single jab. He will toss knives at me now. On a critical strike, he ignores my... On a weapon mastery, which is probably a lot for him, he ignores my armor. Now he loses 15 points of accuracy. You shall not pass. Please push him back, shit. Axes are tough. And the few initial fights are really tough for this build. That's why moving away from him, have him toss daggers, his accuracy isn't that good, is pretty wise. He'll push you back rather than move out, since your dodge is really low now. Critical strike. On a critical strike, the penalties you incur on a aimed attack are doubled and they lose a point of attributes. So he now loses 1 initiative, 1 action point per round, and 30 dodge. Two-handed weapons, other than two-handed weapons can strike diagonally. So if I go here, he will come to me faster. That's why I have to keep moving backwards. As you can see, he could only move 1 square. Push, didn't work. Push again, did work. Legs, dead, move back. This one will be dead next turn. Actually, this turn, never mind. Legs, critical strike. I'll actually toy with you a bit, so... Never mind, you just died. Easy. Take everything. Most of the stuff is worthless, but you can sell it for a few gold coins. And more importantly, you can salvage it into... Actually, no, all of them are useless. There was oh, I did... 1 point in fighting. Prowess, if you will. I want you to repair my armor, because I don't want to waste iron. And I want to sell you all of these. That's not much, but it will pay for the armor loss, not this. It's worth 1 gold piece. It's the best dagger you will get. Until you craft a better one super late into the game, with 15 CS. It's a lot. It's a really good dagger. You need 8 perception if you're a thief, and you need 9 perception or 8 perception and 3 streetwise if you aren't. He doesn't scan thieves as much as the others. So what else do we do? I did talk to Almalexia. Now I need to uncover from the merchants where do the outpost get supplies. Not from you then. I remember one of these 2 merchants tells you that. It's a small town, I know all my customers. I'll be happy to sell you the information for 50 Imperials. The man you're looking for is Raskus. You can find him in the shanty town. Thanks, man. It's a really tough fight. There are 2 really tough fights that await us. Like, really tough fights. What am I even looking for? We have 12 body count. I will need more alchemy. Four points of alchemy is a sweet spot for this build because you can make nice things with it. No, and it's not time yet. I will reapply the poison since we'll be getting a better one soon. Do I have another healing bit? I do not. Well, there is one in Shantytown. I know this game. Now we're at full, so we will do this bit. Approach the kebab trader. Come! Good food, very cheap, special recipe. Make you strong, like ox. Sure. Throw a coin. You're about to pay your money away when suddenly a man standing nearby snatches the coin bag out of your hand and starts running, pushing people out of his way and calling for help. 4 points in a ranged weapon and a ranged weapon equipped, you can kill him. 8 dexterity, you can run after him. You chase the thief through the streets and alleys, slowly gaining out slowly gaining on him. The chase comes to an... God damn it. The chase comes to an abrupt end when the thief runs into a guard and stops. What's going on here? Barks the guard. I was minding my own business when she pulled out a knife and ran at me. I have a spear, you idiot. I see. Well, we won't tolerate this kind of behavior in Terran. How do you answer these charges? This man stole from me. Listen. Resolve the situation before I blink with my hand 5 times, or I will just kill the both of you. Is that so? Do you have witnesses? If not, I think twice before accusing honest. That's 5. They are scanning you together. I could have used my thief background to have him fuck off. I need bodies though. Blood fuels me. See, these are a problem for our build. Early on. But we have infinity space to kite these fuckers in, and he will eventually switch to javelins, which deal a lot of damage. But as always with fools, oh god, critical strike. As always with fools, I will just keep moving backwards and his aim will diminish and it will not matter. Okay. Well, he dodged, he missed one. It's good enough. As long as he doesn't critically strike me, I can just ignore his attacks. He needs a critical strike to... Jeez! Okay, listen. That's the first 58% that worked. That's the second one. I damaged him for 1 and 1. Consuming a poison charge every time, of course. A very abrupt ending to the... No! I clicked space! By accident. I was interrupted, briefly. That's tough. What do we do? Can I push you away? 57%. Yes, okay. Get hit by this idiot, doesn't matter. Don't even strike him, to be honest. Just go back. He should die to the poison in a moment. Ah, fucking percentages are messing me up. Okay, got him. Easy. Push. I need arms. Legs don't work on him. He blocks. So reducing his dodge doesn't matter at all. See, the way defense works is it uses one of them. If you have a shield, it uses block. If you don't have a shield, it uses dodge. So you always only have one defense. He has a shield, his dodge will never be questioned, and I cannot reduce his block. I can, however, damage him slightly. And push him back, sweet. I'll just keep banking on the 50% gaming. No, not legs. What the fuck did I just say? Arms. So when he gets to me, he has now... Oh, never mind. He blocked the previous one. He now has 15% chance. 15 less points of accuracy. Still hits me. Smacks me for a lot, actually. And now he causes bleeding. But I think I cannot waste any more points on... I'm trying to push him back. God damn it, 50% gaming. I'll stop bleeding in a moment. It is, after all, not this time of the month. Nice. Okay, so... Move forward. Power attack the bastard, which is the best thing you can do against armored people. He blocks 11 points, which is exactly what we dealt. That's rough. I can still do a power attack. 7 points of damage, reduce his armor DR by 1. Move back 1, 58% gaming, let's go. Okay, he won't be able to attack me anymore. With a critical hit, he can kill me. I just gained some distance on him for now. Good. Eventually his shield will be messed up. The build is slow to start, and this is your main problem. If I had a lot of strength, it would be much easier. But if I had a lot of strength, the character wouldn't be this character, now would it? Okay, banking on 58%, at least once. No. Push, blocked, push again, good. Do a regular. Damaged him for 5, maybe the poison will kill him. Take a step back. There we go. Unfortunately, doing it this way, killing the guard and the thief, has repercussions. Other than us having 4 HP, of course. There is more. These are, I think, poisonous, yes. I'll actually use the healer now, for the only time. And as we approach any place, really, we'll be stopped by a bunch of guards, 6 of them, who will want us to pay blood money for his family. 200 gold. Fighting the 6 of them is impossible with this build while we are in Tenon. Fighting 6 guards is in general difficult, but simply impossible right now. Anyway, let's go to the Tower of Squatters. You entered the ruined tower. It was destroyed during the war, twice rebuilt and twice fallen. Instead of blaming hasty craftsmanship and inferior building materials, the spirits of those who died there during the war were held accountable. The tower was said to be cursed and left to squatters and beggars. Several squatters, accustomed to people coming and going, look to you without interest. The place is practically empty, save for piles of rubble and trash. An unusually large rat is roasted whole over an open fire, filling the tower with a revolting aroma. The squatters don't seem to mind it. There is a hatch leading into the tower's cellar. As you descend, a half a dozen rats abandon their dinner, rotting human remains, and disappear inside numerous holes in the walls. Looks like the squatters are breeding the rats and feeding them corpses. The stench is nauseating. One of the squatters follows you into the cellar. If you want a rat, you have to pay. No free shit here. Can I fight them? Fight them? Why would you want to fight them? Where I come from, fighting rats in cellars is a time-honored tradition. It's how boys become men. Look, keep your hands off our rats, okay? There isn't much to see here. Rats, decaying bodies, gnawed bones, filth and rubble from crumbling walls, and a large drain filled with oily black sludge in the middle of a cellar. I will explore it, and with my high perception I will examine this here wall, revealing cracks and taking it apart, which gives me access to an ancient machinery, which I can fix with 8 intelligence and 4 crafting. It's a test of your ingenuity, but after an hour you manage to rig the pump to operate via a makeshift hand crank. You give it a few test pumps and are rewarded by the faint rumbling of ancient plumbing stirring to life. You grab the crank with both hands and set to work. Progress is painfully slow, but eventually the sludge retreats into a hidden reservoir, revealing a manhole with steps carved into the inner side of the wall. Jump down into the sludge-filled shithole. The space is cramped, barely 6 feet deep. Strange that they use the number over here rather than rather than spelling it out. At first you can see anything but that justifies the effort. But then you notice that a section of the wall is uneven. Though you don't have much room to maneuver in the manure manhole, with some effort you manage to pry loose the bricks and reveal a small niche. Inside you find a strange device wrapped in several layers of once oiled cloth. A crystal semi-sphere encased in a metal dome. Thin metal rods of varying length protrude from the bottom, reminding you of a jellyfish. The crystal, despite its centuries buried under brick and stagnant water, glows with a soft blue light. You don't remember anything like it in any of the scrolls you've read or stories you've heard. The blue glow is obviously magical, but its purpose is unknown. You check the relic for potential magic leaking. More than one master has been poisoned to death by the magic of a broken artifact, but it is still intact. I'll take it. Do I have poison? I'll put 1 point into alchemy. I'll make slightly better poison. Is it slightly better? No, not yet. I'll just refresh it then. I will not use a whetstone. Mercenary background gives us 3 bodies. Cassius is 4th. Other than that, there aren't really easy fights to begin with. The fight against the thugs was pretty difficult. For example, you start as a thief. But yet you want to critically strike all the guards and all the loot in Daratan's camp mount. This is the easiest fight to do it. The squatters. They want something for you taking shit out of their cellar. And you want a higher body count.